Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. We'll just wait maybe like one more minute since we were a little late in getting everybody in. We might have a few other people who are just coming in a little bit later. So let's wait one more minute. Turn off. Sorry about that. There we go. We got our conversation just came up on the record. Okay, we get the teams. Yep, getting more people still. All righty. Well, let's launch into today's presentation. This is going to be our third week doing our MSJC Pathway Informational Series. And we're really hoping to catch the attention of our high school partners, high school students, families who want to know a little bit more about the exciting programs we have at MSJC that not only are exciting things to learn about, but lead to in-demand jobs that are really exciting, cutting edge stuff that's going on. So we want to share a little bit about what's happening right now and a little bit about the programs we have to offer. Today, we're going to be talking about aviation science and automotive transportation technology. And there we go. Yep. So first, aviation science is an exciting new program at MSJC. We've had automotive transportation program for some time, but there are some really fascinating, great new vehicles coming in, new programs being developed, just staying really cutting edge with everything that's going on and needed in the industry, preparing our students. We're also going to be talking about our apprenticeship program as it relates to our automotive program. And then we're going to be, of course, talking about different steps to get started. Please feel free to use the chat feature if you have questions. We have several of us, which reminds me again to introduce myself. We will introduce ourselves. There's today, my name is Megan Baskell. I am a counselor in the Business, Technology, and Entrepreneurship program, and I'm also a counselor for the apprenticeship program. And my colleague April, you're going to introduce yourself.
Hi there. My name is April Wardwell. I'm also a counselor in the BTE, which is Business Technology and Entrepreneurship Program Pathway. And I also am a 2+2 coordinator for the Business Pathway partnership with CSUSM in Temecula, as well as the Software Engineering Council coordinator, and also representing for aviation science.
Excellent. And Ricky, introduce yourself too. I forgot last time.
My name is Ricky Toth. I'm the Administrative Associate 2 for the Department of Career Education at Menifee, and I'm also the admin support for the apprenticeship program.
Excellent. And Tom, we'd love for you to introduce yourself too.
Do it then. I'm Tom Oxford, and I am the apprenticeship director. And we have a number of programs, one of which we'll be talking about today, and incipiently another we will talk about.
Excellent. We have several instructional faculty here as well. We will get to you in just a little bit and let you talk a little bit in more detail as we're going along. But thank you all for joining us today. We're really excited. So let's first talk about aviation science, and April, take it away.
Excellent. So aviation science is a new program that we have, and we have an associate degree in aviation science, as well as a couple of certificates. We can go to the next slide, although that slide looks pretty cool being in the cockpit. We have a short video to share with you, which is put out by Upper Limit Aviation, which is the company that we have a partnership with for this program.
All righty, here we go. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yes.
Can people hear it? No? No? Okay, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Not yet. Let me just change then the, let's see here. I need to change the, is it same as, I don't know if this is it here. Let's see if that works, guys. And then we'll go back here. No?
No.
Okay, hold on one second. Well, let's see. Got 2 more tries to have third time's a charm. Let's see here. No. Let's see, there we go. Let's see, I can give a headset, microphone, payment system here. It might be complicated because I have this little headset on, I don't know. Let's see if anybody has suggestions.
Do you think unplugging the headset for the video maybe? Or
maybe,
I'm not sure.
Let's try this really.
And then Megan, when you go to your sharing options to do your screen share, on the bottom left, there will be two options that you can optimize it for sound, and then you can check it also optimize for video sharing.
Oh,
You may have to like stop sharing, and then when you do a new share,
oh yeah, new
on
share.
the bottom left, check those options.
Look at that optimized screen sharing for video clip. Thank you so much, Ricky. Learning things.
Right?
Fingers crossed it works.
That's what we're here
Okay.
for.
All right, let's try this again.
Hooray for Ricky.
All right, welcome. My name is Stanley Harriman, the Aviation Science Program at MSJC. It is a new program geared towards zero-time pilots to commercial pilots. We are able to train you in 2 years to go from a private pilot license, which is a recreational license, to a commercial pilot license and even a certified flight instructor. So right now our classes are held at the French Valley Airport, which is 10 minutes away from our Temecula Valley campus at MSJC. And we have our own airplanes to train in, as well as flight training labs. So not only will you be able to fly real airplanes to train for your certificates and licenses, we also have flight simulators that you can practice on at the airport as well. What's interesting about our program is we probably have the best classroom on campus. It's not even on campus. It's about 5,000 feet in the air. So this is our classroom right here. If you're interested in the Aviation Science Program at MSJC, your classroom is up in the air, one-on-one with a flight instructor.
This is our classroom, and it's got the best office view in the world. And yes, so we have our G500 and a G5 and Garmin 430s, full glass cockpit, a lot of redundancy.
In aviation, we offer a discovery flight or an introduction flight. We get you up in the air, so see if it's something that you're interested in.
We have a fleet of Cessnas and we have a fleet of Tecnams to use for multi-engine training. And they all have the latest in avionics and radios and GPS systems in there, so the latest, greatest equipment for our students. Now, the job market is great for aviation. There's a lot of job opportunities out there that you can get into, such as airlines, cargo, aerial firefighting, even UAS, unmanned aerial systems. So if any of those type of careers really interest you, come check us out at msjc.edu.
Oops. Well, I'm going to do a new share one more time. Hold on one second. And there we go. Everybody disappeared. Now I can see everybody again. All right, I'll throw it back to you, April.
Sure. So as Stanley was saying in the video, there are multiple careers and high salary averages, the potential for them. And so I wanted to show you here the career earnings that potential for different careers at different years in each stage of your career. So at 2 years as a flight instructor, you can see, and then as it goes up as a flight officer and a captain. And it gives you an idea of, the salary average is $159,000. So there are many options, including being a flight instructor yourself. So next slide. Okay, so what do we offer at MSJC for aviation science? You can earn an associate degree in aviation science or a certificate as a certified flight instructor or commercial pilot. And then, so the aviation science certificate, this breaks it down a little bit to show you what your commitment would be. 250 hours for commercial pilot certificate. That includes 250 hours total flight time with 100 hours of pilot in command and 50 hours of cross country and 10 hours in a technically advanced airplane. And you would also hold an instrument rating, as well as the certified flight instructor, where you would learn the fundamentals of instructing and complete the appropriate FAA knowledge so that you could become a flight instructor yourself. And generally speaking, that takes about 25 hours. And for more information, of course, you can reach out to myself at awardwell@msjc.edu, and you can also apply to become a student at MSJC by going to www.msjc.edu and click on Enroll Now.
Thank you, April.
Yes, I see a question from Denise. At this time, financial aid is not available for this program. We hope to have that conversation again in the future. But we can talk about different financial awards and loans with students individually that are in.
Because there's two different things within this program. There's going to be your class time, your actual the MSJC classes.
Exactly.
Those fall into the financial aid, but it's the flight hours and there is a reduced, and by participating in the program and earning an associate's degree, that actually you get some credit towards that hour amount that you need, which is really great. So that right away, by just going through the program, reduces the amount of total hours needed. But for the flight time, then yes, there's a loan program that MSJC has entered into at this point.
Yes, and at this time Stanley Harriman is a very busy man and he wasn't able to join us today. I'm sure he'll be able to join us in the future to talk a little bit more about the program. So we can move on to apprenticeship.
Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. For some reason, since I'm co-host, all these, we'll get Adrian in here because that's important. I don't know if everybody can see that too. I'm getting people popping up here still. So let's talk about apprenticeship before we go on to Automotive, which is our apprenticeship program that we're highlighting today. And let's see if I can, I probably need to optimize this again. Let's do that.
Looking for education with flexibility that matches your lifestyle? A solution is right in your backyard. The Launch Apprenticeship Network, a regional initiative hosted by your local Inland Empire and Desert Community Colleges, is connecting students to careers in automotive, manufacturing, culinary arts, information technology, and cybersecurity. You see, apprenticeship is a form of employment that gives you the tools you need in the classroom, but places a heavy focus in on-the-job training. This allows employers to hire students during the early parts of their education because the training has been customized to fit their needs. Apprentices generally work full-time while taking a minimal amount of courses that fit around their career. Oh, and one last thing we thought you might want to hear. Apprentices within the Launch Initiative enjoy tuition-free college, making a debt-free education a reality. Whether you're ready to be the next great chef or manufacture items we use on a daily basis, check out the Launch Apprenticeship Network at launchapprenticeship.org.
Okay, so that gives you kind of an idea of what apprenticeship is. It's important to differentiate apprenticeship from other experiential learning like internship, because apprenticeship in this situation, you are going to, well, particularly for this one, you're going to school, but you are also an employee. It's not where sometimes an internship could be paid or unpaid. It might be 8 hours a week. There, you will be exposed to 25, 40 hours a week on the job. You're an employee of a company in the industry. And there's a lot of other perks that we're going to talk about that goes along with this as well. It's an earn and learn model with apprenticeship, where again, you are paid employee learning industry specific skills while getting your degree or certificate at MSJC. And with Launch, you're also participating in a state-sponsored state-sponsored program that provides an industry certificate upon completion as well. So part of it, you can see the program benefits: college education without debt. The apprenticeship pays for the courses that are associated with the certificates or employment certificates that are part of the program. Also, any kind of other relevant skill building within the industry. There's that paid on the job training so that you are learning more on the job. There's a certain set of skills that you need to learn. With Automotive, there's about 100 skills that you need to learn, and we're shooting on getting about 80% plus of those skills. So you're getting exposed to a lot of different areas, whereas opposed to getting a job and maybe getting locked into one skill set, maybe just being a porter and not being able to move out of that. The apprenticeship helps to make sure that you are learning ongoingly and picking up this variety of skills. There's mentor counseling support. I'm the counselor for the apprenticeship program. And as I said, it's an industry-led certified program as well. Tom, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, I would just say that apprenticeship has been around forever, as we know. The apprenticeship programs are extremely important in the construction trades. But what's happened in recent years is that so-called modern apprenticeship has extended beyond the traditional and moved into many many professions that but where training was not done by apprenticeship. So it's new, modern, and has all the characteristics that you described. And then that's what makes it distinctly different from all other forms of work-based learning. We've got a lot going on, as you'll see, and Bob Pensiero will later explain what's going on broadly with regard to automotive, and then perhaps mention some specific things about apprenticeship.
Yes. So as we just mentioned, automotive transportation technology, we've had that here at MSJC for some time, but it's our very first apprenticeship program that we've launched last year. So we're in our second year of doing this particular apprenticeship program. And it's been really exciting because as we have here with Bob Pensiero, we have Adrian Lallman. It's been a real collaboration between counseling and the instructional faculty, and then our partners at launch as well. So before we go on, I'm going to show another video. So we're going to get this new screen share again and let you know, we'll do a little bit more about possibilities of automotive. This comes from our, just from the California Community College system. And yeah.
My name is Princess Sedona, and I'm currently enrolled in the Automotive Technology program. I chose this particular program because I wanted to challenge myself and to learn further theory and skill of a career that I really wanted to go forth and pursue. When I finish my coursework, I would like to jump into the field of automotive technician.
There's actually a lot of jobs you can get as an automotive tech. You can work in dealerships, mom and pop shops, factories. There's a lot of options, a lot of different things you can pursue, in this field. In the automotive program, there's a lot of theories. So definitely be a hands-on person, be able to think outside the box, and definitely bring your thinking hat if you're going to come to this program, because there's a lot of different concepts and broad wealth of knowledge to information to learn.
This feels a good fit for me because I love working with my hands, and I love problem solving. I also like the fact that I can go anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, and there will be a job for me. If I could fix one car, I could fix another car. I just have to translate it over, and I can go anywhere I'd like, anywhere I want to live. I can go and I can find a job and I can support my family.
I actually did do a pretty extensive research, and I looked at other schools, bigger name schools, and number one here, this is a live shop, so we're getting real life problems, and we're taking care of them. Versus the other shops that I visited, they're doing a lot of simulation, where the instructor goes and basically rigs the car, and then you have to go figure out what's wrong. And I feel that's not real world. And here we get real world live experience, and that's like no other for me. That's pretty big. So that's why I chose the program here.
Okay, let me oops. Oh, I hope let's go back to sharing that again. There we go. So that kind of, whoops, I want to do that new share, unoptimize it. There we go. So I can see everybody again. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just talking to myself. I don't want that. I want to see everyone's faces. So that kind of gives an overview of the program. Looking at that video, Bob, Adrian, how does that describe our program too at MSJC? Is there anything you would love to add to that video if you could?
Yeah. First off, I'd like to say hello to everybody. Most of you I know. So it's a pleasure to see you all again, even if it's virtually. Our program actually centers around what had been traditional auto repair for many years, but we're actually begun to respond to the changes in the industry that we've seen over the course of the last few years with electrification. Some of you have autonomous features in the cars that you're already driving, and that's certainly not a trend that's going to go away. So we are gradually making the transition away from a lot of the mechanical stuff that we used to do to a lot of the higher technology industry that's actually going to be coming down the pike in a couple of years. So while the video actually does a really good job of describing our program, we're actually supplementing and adding to it in a way that students would really be pleased about. The aspect of the industry that's going to change as far as electrification is concerned is we're going to have a serious shortage of technicians who are willing to do that kind of work. Most of the older technicians get intimidated by the high voltage. Some of them probably aren't going to be able to make the transition to autonomous vehicles because of the way that things operate. So we have a serious need of people who are interested in joining a high-tech career. So it's a really opportune time to join this particular industry. With new technology always comes new opportunity, and we are trying to do our best to position ourselves so that we can train our students to participate in that industry. So just to supplement one other thing, the young gentleman that they used for the video said, well, there are a lot of different places that you can work as an automotive technician. There are actually a lot of different careers you can pursue as an automotive technician, and it doesn't just entail working on cars. You can become an automotive service advisor, which is the person that you speak to at the dealership when you take your car there. Oftentimes those men are really well paid. Sometimes they have six-figure salaries, depending on how hard they want to work. Automotive service managers are in demand right now and probably will be into the foreseeable future. And there are positions that are become available at manufacturers. So you need some rudimentary knowledge about a car in order to fill those positions. But you can go pretty much as far as you want to in this industry, particularly right now. Very good time to join the industry.
Thank you. And Robert Pincinero is the chair of our automotive department. We're gonna throw it back to you in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere. I want to go over a little bit about the course program map when it comes to the apprenticeship program. The apprenticeship program is associated with the Automotive Technology Certificate. And so these are the 5 courses that make up the certificate program. So we see that we have, and actually, I think there's a typo in this, isn't there? Is it basic auto mechanics, the number? Or is there going to be a change in the name? Is that something can't remember?
No, ma'am, that's correct.
Right? Okay, good. Okay, good. Maybe throw me off from last week. There was an error, and now I think I'm sensitive now. So we start off with basic auto mechanics. We have that highlighted because that's really kind of the first class. You get your feet wet with this one, introduced to careers in the industry and a variety of areas. And it's also a chance for students then just to get introduced to the industry. And we don't do too much with the apprenticeship until after you've completed this course. We're really looking at once you start into your second course that we're going to be really starting to prepare you as you're going along. And then you are going to advance. A lot of the placement, the dealerships that we're going to place you at, they're going to be wanting that 700 and then maybe one other class, or actually usually one other class that has an area of, so demonstrating of an area of expertise as well, either in brakes, suspension, steering, the electrical, electronics, or the engine performance. But you don't have to stop there. You can keep going and complete your general education. Although that's not, the fee waiver doesn't cover the general education, financial aid could always cover general education, and you can earn your associate degree in automotive transportation technology at 60 units. There's also several employment concentrations, but I don't want to focus too much on this because I know that there's so much that is in development right now that's really exciting that we're going to see this changed soon with even more exciting things. Do you want to jump in here? Is there anything you'd love to share here, or are we gonna? Is it to
Tom
be
would like
continued?
to. Tom will be pleased to
Okay.
share.
All right.
The fact that while Gen Ed is not covered by a fee waiver, the apprenticeship program offers a fee waiver not just for the classes that lead to a certificate, but to every automotive class. The apprenticeship program requires that students take the 5 courses that are required for the certificate, but any additional work within automotive is considered to be apprenticeship work. Fees are waived. You could stay on to earn your associate degree and have fees waived all the way through with the exception of Gen Ed courses. I've said my piece.
I love it. And a great example is when our hybrid course offering is being offered. It's not on that list, but we definitely would love all of our apprenticeship students to jump on that opportunity to take that class with hybrid technology.
And we'd love to put a student in workplace where they could practice on hybrid cars.
Definitely. So this year is part of the apprenticeship program. Our apprenticeship students are brought into our Canvas shell of a career advancement training. Generally, the first semester, you would be discovering strengths, values, motivating skills, a little bit about your personality, and we put that all together in a career profile. This is really important because not only does it help us build an amazing resume that's really personalized to you, but it also right away you can answer that first interview question when an employer says, "Tell me a little bit about yourself." You have plenty to say about yourself. You are ready to go after doing this profile. Amazing that way. We start talking about the language of employers and what employers want to hear and the skills they want to see that go beyond the technical skills. So we're looking at employability skills like collaboration, critical thinking, professionalism, being on time, and etiquette on the job. So we're building all of that as you're going along in incremental pieces so that when you are ready for placement, then you are really confident entering into the workforce, which is really exciting. So yeah, we're curating interview answers to questions as we're going along and preparing for interview job success. So when you go to the job, when you're going to placement, you are actually a paid employee of the company. You will have that set of tasks, like I had mentioned, that we are hoping to hit all of them, and you get a variety of experiences. We will be, it says checking on your progress, but actually I don't like the way that's worded. Really, we're there as support, as a co-collaborator, mentor, to make sure that you're getting the experiences you need, that you're getting the feedback, the time to kind of reflect and process and make those connections as you're going through. So you're having a really amazing, enriched experience where that earning and learning is going together. And then we want you to continue to take those courses at MSJC. So you're continuously building your technical skills so that we're also constantly updating your resume too, adding on more competencies that you have and more experiences that you're gaining during the process. So with the apprenticeship program, applying to MSJC, then you'll complete an apprenticeship application. But please screenshot, take a photo, mbaskell@msjc.edu. That's me. I can get you going on the next step. So take that. I'll also pop that in the chat because next I'd like to have introduce our faculty members that we have here. And I'd love for you to introduce yourselves, perhaps again, what classes that you would teach, where would we find you, maybe what's your favorite type of car, I don't know, or anything else you'd love to share about the industry. What kind of car should be our next purchase?
I'm going to put apprenticeship at msjc.edu as the way to reach directly to Ricky for an alternative path.
Thank you.
Easy to remember, apprenticeship.
Perfect.
Many of you know me already, so I'm going to give our newest faculty member, Mr. Lallman, a chance to introduce himself, and then I'll come back later. Adrian?
Oh boy, Adrian Lallman, new full-time faculty over at MSJC. I forgot the questions. I've been teaching for a while, got 30 years in the industry. I like to advise on automotive repair and or your next purchase. If anyone has any questions or concerns, feel free to ask. I'll share my 2 cents on it anyways. Classes that I'm teaching, I'm master certified. I can teach anything for the most part. Right now I'm teaching steering and suspension, engine performance, advanced electrical, and manual transmissions. I look forward to teaching hybrid classes, and air conditioning and engine rebuilding, I think, is coming up pretty soon. I'm pretty well-rounded, great program. One thing I wanted to add, with some of our technology that we're able to offer here at MSJC is that as Mr. Pinciero had mentioned, some of the older technicians may not make the transition. One thing that our students get is they get a little bit of a leap forward on technology. So hopefully when they go out there to apply for a job, they know the ADOS skills or advanced engine performance skills are different skills that are more advanced. So that'll give them a marketable skill like alignment and steering and suspension. When the student comes in and says they can do an alignment and they prove it, that's something that sets them, above and beyond maybe another technician who's been there for a while, who never really wanted to put that amount of time in. So our students really try hard to give them good marketable skills. But anyways, Adrian, Lawman, nice to meet you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Lawman. So some of you know me, most of you do, and we've met before. My name is Bob Pinciero, and I'm the department chair here at the Mount San Jacinto College Automotive Department. I've been in the industry for a lot longer than I care to remember. I started out years ago as a service station attendant, which is a position that doesn't exist anymore unless you're in the state of Oregon. And at this juncture, I think you'll all be pleased to know that I once sold gas as cheap as 26 cents a gallon, because that's all it costed way back when. A little bit more expensive now. Actually, people used to crab at me because they said they'd never pay $1 a gallon for gasoline. So I think we'd all like to return to those days. I have taught just about everything that there is to teach as far as automotive technology now is concerned. Right now, I'm teaching our basic auto mechanics classes. In the future, we'll be changing the name on that to Introduction to Automotive Technology. So we're simply just trying to change the descriptives and the mnemonics in order to reflect the way the industry is changing. And I like for all of my instructors to be able to teach everything. So we put together a really experienced team with a lot of technical skills along with a lot of teaching skills. So our goal and what we strive for is to offer a really first-rate program. The facility itself has just gone through an extensive overhaul. We bought a lot of new equipment and we're in the process of overhauling our curriculum to update it so that it reflects the state of the art in the industry today and tomorrow, for that matter. We're actually excited about the changes that are taking place at the college, excited about our apprenticeship program, and we appreciate the help that we've gotten from Mr. Oxford and everybody else who's involved in this process. We are very happy to have the support of our high school partners. So for those of you that I already know, it's good to see you again. For those of you who we've really just met a couple of times, or we may never have met at all, I'm pleased to meet you. Are there any questions that I can answer specifically from anyone?
And feel free to unmute too if you have a question too. We're an informal crowd. There we go. Questions. Any questions about any of the programs, or maybe more about apprenticeship? Anything like that? You can feel free to use the chat or unmute.
If you're shy, come back later, reach Megan or Ricky or myself. You can reach us through apprenticeship@msjc.edu. And for non-apprentice stuff, go there also, and we'll find you the right people to talk to. They're online here and elsewhere.
Yes. You don't have to be part of the apprenticeship, though we want you to be part of the apprenticeship if you're an automotive student. But if you're an automotive student, both April and I are counselors within that pathway. And we're definitely here to support you as you're going through. And we will help still build the resume and get you ready to go. And we also have an amazing job placement coordinator in our part of our program as well. So lots of possibilities there. Do we have a chat? Is there something coming up in the chat? I don't want to open it up.
I put my information in the chat.
Oh, okay, perfect. It was flashing, but I'm worried if I open it up, I don't know. I just didn't want to
Right, you'll
put it in the
lose it.
recording. And then well, this was the third installment of our MSJC Pathway Informational Series. We have at the very end, we'll have, we're planning on creating a little library of all of our recordings. So if you have missed one that has already happened, we will make that available. Our April 5th was Business, Software Engineering, and Cybersecurity. On April 12th, we talked about engineering drafting, water technology, and our geographic information science program with the drones. And of course, today we covered our aviation science and our automotive transportation technology programs. Next week, we'll take the week off because there's other programming happening with MSJC and career, but we will be returning on May 3rd, talking a little bit about our wine industry, the viticulture program and hospitality, and our culinary arts program. So please feel free to join us again on May 3rd. It will be the same time at 4 p.m. On a Tuesday. And we appreciate your support.
Before you go,
I'm not leaving.
Let me point one thing. I have encountered in recent months some aversion to talking about wine because of students' ages. And I have to tell you that we're really talking about grapes, folks. This is agribusiness, talking about putting vineyards in place and learning how to tend them, learning how to deal with the business of grape growing. So it's extremely exciting. We're very close to the businesses in the Temecula Valley, wine country, but
which is booming.
Yes.
Absolutely booming. And this is a fine place to get your instruction, non-apprentice or apprentice, and the apprenticeship program, in fact, is growing in that area as well.
Right. And it's what's exciting about our apprenticeship program, you can definitely be doing kind of that hospitality business track. And there's also there's a nice crossover between classes from our horticulture program and our wine program. So learning more about soil and pest control and all of that. If you love to just be out in the field and in nature, there's chances to learn more about that. And we will be also talking about our pre-apprenticeship program, where you can definitely go out in the field during harvest time in the early hours and enjoy that whole process as well and get involved in some experience.
Very fine.
I did have a question from Denise. And Denise, I think you were referring to the automotive technology program. You were asking what the starting salary was?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Bob, do you speak to that or?
Well, the starting salaries are actually highly variable. It depends on what part of the industry that you go into. If you start out as a porter, let's say at a dealership, you're going to start out at minimum wage, so that's not too terribly exciting, obviously. But starting salary at a tire shop, for example, is going to be about $35,000 a year. But the salaries in the industry are actually highly variable, and you can move up very quickly. I have one ex-student who is actually working down in Palm Springs right now for Desert European, who's making about $130,000 a year. And I think he just got back from Italy, where they trained him how to rebuild a Ferrari V12. So there are a lot of different avenues that you can travel. As far as automotive technology is concerned, that's a difficult question to answer. If you look on Launchboard, which is our usual recommendation, the salaries are going to disappoint. And the reason for that is the salaries for all automotive technicians of all different kinds of descriptions are lumped into one pile. And I've often protested against that. It's not really fair to our particular sector, because it would be like reporting a nurse's salary. It would be like piling all of the classifications of nurses into one and reporting the salary on an average of that basis. So you would take a certified nursing assistant, a licensed vocational nurse, and an RN, and attach all those salaries together. That just doesn't work. So while the salaries for automotive technicians on a startup basis, on a starting salary tends to be fairly low, those starting salaries are increased radically by after only 2 or 3 years. I have a lot of students who are actually fairly advanced as far as their earnings are concerned, just since they left there, in the short time since they've left the program.
Tom, would you like to speak to about the apprenticeship pay and with skill level?
Yeah, the way that the apprenticeship program works is that an individual hires on at low pay because they have no experience. This, by the way, is how you get a job without any experience. So you hire on at low pay, but there's a commitment on the part of the employer to engage in what's referred to as a wage skill progression. So these 100 or so tasks that have to be learned, they're expected to be learned over a couple of years. And so an evaluation gets conducted every 6 months or 12 months. And according to the agreement for wage skill progression is that according to what skills you've acquired, you get a pay bump, and till finally you complete your apprenticeship and you're up at a ordinary beginner's wage. But the fact is that you have been exposed to the industry for that period of 1 to 2 years. People have got to know you. You have got to know the workplace, so you're really a step ahead, and you're apt to be on a steeper wage increase curve than you would if you had simply stayed in school that whole time without having experience in the workplace. It's a good deal.
Are there any other questions in the chat? We covered everything we've answered every question possible. Okay, well, thank you all so much. Let me advance it to the last slide. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you again. This is something that we have every expectation to be hosting this every spring as we're going forward, so that we can give you all the latest and greatest updates. And so for new students, you can expect this. If you're in your last years of high school, we always will hope that you can join us every spring. If you're here representing one of our K-12 partners, please spread the word and look for us as we continue this into the future. But thank you so much for joining us today, and I'd love to thank everybody from MSJC who offered their time and expertise in as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan.
Okay.